Today we'll be talking about surgery jitters and coping with the fact that you're gonna go under anesthesia. I've been under anesthesia since I was 10 days old. I have gone through a lot of different stages with my surgeries. And I remember my first feet surgery when I was 5. I was amped. I wasn't nervous at all. I was ready to go. And the second foot surgery when I was 7, that one, I think I started getting a little more nervous. It was less of a fact of anesthesia. It was more of, I was now more aware that I had the possibility of dying. And that one also ended up being the surgery where I experienced anesthesia awareness, which I did a different video on. When you end up accidentally awake, conscious during surgery, but people don't know that you're conscious. So you just have to sit there in your body. After that experience, I definitely started getting a little freaked the fuck out. Every surgery has kind of been different, especially after my death of my first spinal surgery. I already faced the death, so it was like this weird feeling of not being afraid anymore because I already, what's gonna do, kill me? It already did. But then also being like, holy shit, it killed me once, it could easily kill me again, and I might not come back that time. For the most part, I just kept it to myself because everyone else was so terrified as is, and I felt like I was causing them the pain, so I didn't want to add to it. So I just never talked about it if I was absolutely scared shitless, but a lot of time it was. You say goodbye when they're rolling you away, like it's your last, because it can be. That is a really hard thing for both sides. There's nothing you can do that can prepare you. The day before surgery, you just lay there for hours and maybe not even sleep. Do the rituals of using that really, I don't know if everyone has to use the same goddamn soap. I always have to clean my body with this very specific blue soap. It's like antibacterial, which is like my favorite part because it looks like blood because it's like bright red. So it looks like you're bathing in blood, and I'm like, this is so cool. So that is something I've always got a kick out of since I was a kid. But then you clean your bed sheets, you pack, you get your last meal, your last bit of water that you're allowed. Try to not panic. I feel like that is the worst part for me, at least, because once you get in the hospital, it is go time. Unless there's like a huge wait, which there has been a couple hour wait a couple times. Luckily my team tried to get me up in the morning. That way I'm the first surgery of the day. That way my doctor is like ready to go. For the most part, when I get in there, it is go time. You get your IVs in, you get your paperwork done, you get your pregnancy test or whatever you need done. Get you covered in warm blankets, thank fuck. You get medicated, you get your saline, you get everything set up, you get wiped down, you get into your scrubs. For me, that whole process is way easier than the night before. Because the night before, you're just sitting with yourself and freaking yourself the fuck out. But the hardest part of that for me, other than the needle, because I fucking hate needles, is that having to say your last goodbyes to everybody or person that's there with you. And if you're alone, over text or just to yourself, been like, here we go. Just having that last holy shit that's about to happen. And literally it could be like an hour-long surgery, but you never know what's gonna happen in that hour or those 10 hours. I think that is the scariest part, other than being alone. There are so many things that I feared and they have happened, and I wish I could be like, oh, I went through all these surgeries and they all went great. No. No, not at all. I died. I was awake during one. Every single surgery, something has gone wrong, whether it's loss of blood or the, cutting my spinal cord part, not cord, but like a part of my spine, which then made the liquid in my skull drain through my spine, and that situation, and the drug overdose. Literally the list goes on of complications that have happened while in surgery, because it's surgery. There's no guarantee. And there are times with like my feet surgeries, the halo traction one went great. My chest rebuilt with my nus bars, where they pop my chest outward, totally fine. Plenty of operations where it just You get in and get out. No matter if it's a huge surgery or 1 minute surgery, if it's going to go wrong, it's going to. If it's going to go good, it's going to. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to do it. And, if there are statistics, like, I knew the risks of each surgery. I know this is more intense than this, and that's something you have to take into consideration if you're going to want to do it. But ways that I have found that help with the jitters when I'm in them, and just overall coping with holy shit you're going under. When I'm in the jitters, I just try to focus on family. I think I've mentioned this a lot, that a lot of my struggles in life, I just go to family, like mentally, because it's the most important thing ever. And I focus on them, and I focus that, we're both struggling. Let's just get through it together, and don't be a little bitch about it. That's basically what my brain tells me. I, for myself, love and need and appreciate tough love. And it's not in any harmful way. If I really am scared, back in the day, I wouldn't let myself be. But now, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fucking scared. But in the end of the day, in the situations, either I can be absolutely ridden with anxiety, or I could just try to focus on something I can't control. And for me, thinking about my family, thinking about ways I can make them feel better, pushes me to get past my anxiety. Because if it's just me oh, you'll be fine, I'm gonna talk myself out of that real quick, and I'm not gonna believe myself. But if I have to think about somebody else, I'll do anything. I go into mother mode. I will push away any anxiety that I have, just so I can feel like I'm helping them or making them feel better. And is that the healthiest? I don't know, but it works. And I am getting better on not just fucking gaslighting myself the whole damn time. And if I really am struggling, ask somebody for reassurance. For me too. Me not just giving reassurance. Caring about somebody is a great thing. And if that's something that helps me not focus on something scary, I'm gonna keep doing it. Focusing on family and what I can control, and I will get through it. And knowing that I will, and I have to for my family and for loved ones. I'm it's just, we're gonna get through it, and that's all it is. That's all that can happen. Only thing that's acceptable. And if it's not, well, then I'll deal with it. Other than that, I'm fine. It's fine. I also have a relationship with death, and I believe that if it's your time, it is your time. I know that if someone close to me happens to go, I'm not gonna feel like that statement is true, but I will know that statement is true, because I don't believe that my personal emotions are above my beliefs of universe and shit like that. And same goes for me. If I happen to go, then I happen to go, and that's okay. I think it helps that I know others around me kind of have the same beliefs, so I don't know what would happen to them, but I do know that at least they would have more of a chance of recovering than other people, and that gives me some type of relief. So I believe in the dead, and I don't believe you just disappear. I believe you go on or turn into a ghost or whatever you want. So I don't think it's the end. I think it's just different. And I also, I strongly believe that I'm protected. That there have been so many experiences in my life that other people experiences with me that what the fuck. I absolutely trust universe completely, and I think for me that's something that helps. It's all ways that even when I am terrified, I'm whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen for a reason, and it's not up to me. That part, there's only so much I can do, and the rest is out of my hands. Give up the idea of control in those situations, and just trust and focus on love and light. Focusing on the good, which pretty much is what I always say, but then again, I always say it because it's something I always do. If you don't have something to hold on to, then knowing that you're not alone in the world. But something that also helped me when I'm in these really scary situations is knowing that I wanted to do something like this, like film it and go into film and YouTube and all that. If the idea comforts you, it gives you some sort of purpose, then, tell yourself that you're going to talk about it, you're going to put it online, you're going to tell your story. And when you get out of surgery and you're fine, or something did happen and you can deal with it and handle it, afterwards you're going to have a great story, and then maybe you can help somebody, or you can just express it and not be alone. And there have been times where my brain just goes, well, this is going to be a great part of my chapter, and I continue because that's all I can do. But the idea of, putting it out there and we're, it's going to help somebody. All right, here we go. It helps me immensely as well. And something I have always done, my whole family has done it with me, is look at the surgery before you have it. And for some people, it will freak you out 10 times more if you can see what's about to happen to you. So if you think that's gonna happen, maybe don't do it. But if it feels comforting or like curiosity, do it. I loved it. I'd watch YouTube videos on my scoliosis, on my nus bars, on my feet. And, like, they have like full videos, like spine open, going in there, and they're so cool. They're so cool to me. I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna be me. Oh my gosh. Like, even the idea right now that like my spine was just fucking completely unzipped and ripped open, like out in the fucking open. So cool. But seeing it, knowing what's about to happen, I'm a control freak, so having that like visuals of these surgeries so I could have even like any grasp of an understanding of control, it helps me a lot. I'm so out of breath. I need to hydrate, but the water bottle I have right now, because my other bottle I forgot at my boyfriend's house, is like tainted because I put orange juice in it a couple weeks ago, and now the whole thing tastes like orange juice, and I've washed it 3 times, and now my water still tastes like orange juice, and it is grossing me out, and now I don't know what to do. I could use a glass, I guess, but yeah, that's just some experiences I've had and some things that helped me. And if you're about to have one of my surgeries, not mine, but like one I've experienced, or anything, any type of surgery, small or big, you got this. Anesthesia is scary as shit, and the feeling of being suffocated by a mask or the shit going through your veins and you go into black is scary as fuck for everybody. But I know what it feels like, and you will wake up and you will be fine. Thank you for listening and watching. And if you have any good or bad experiences with anesthesia, I would love to hear your stories.